Hey, how's it going? Um, yeah, I'm back on YouTube. I took a little break because I felt like I wasn't clear on what I wanted to say, and I also felt a bit uncomfortable just standing still in front of a camera trying to say things. It felt like I was a teacher or a lecturer, and it just didn't feel very me, I suppose. And I realised that I love walking in the woods, talking to friends, having sessions with clients, out walking in nature. I just feel like I can speak a lot freer. So that's what we're doing now. Um, Also, I needed to understand what kind of value I was giving to people through the content. I didn't want it to be just about me and my life, and yeah, nothing about that feels good. So I took some time off, and I realised that what I wanted to provide people and the value that I naturally can provide was there. It was pretty obvious, but I was kind of hiding from it. And I don't know if you have this experience, um, where you know what you want to do, but there's an imposter syndrome part of it, that you don't feel like you're fully equipped, you don't feel like you're ready, you feel like you need more training, more experience, but you know naturally it's what you are good at, what you can provide. And for me, that's helping someone learn more about themselves through internal family systems. That's the space where I feel most comfortable. Also, it's where I see most of my value when it comes to helping people change their lives in ways they want. If you don't know me, my name is Jamin. I'm an internal family systems coach, guide, and I help people get to a place of self-leadership where they can take their well-being into their own hands. And I just like to spend a bit of time maybe explaining what internal family systems is. And like I said earlier, I don't feel super comfortable taking that position of teacher. It doesn't really come natural to me. Working one-on-one with people and helping them experience this feels a lot more natural. But I'll try my best. The whole idea of internal family systems is that we are not one person. There is not one opinion, one personality within us. We're made up of many different parts. And you probably have used parts language, we'll call it that, in your everyday life up until now. Let's say you want to go to a party, but you're feeling a bit tired, and you are stuck between these two options. So part of you wants to go, and the other part of you wants to stay in bed. That's a simple example of having two different wants, needs, and opinions within yourself. Another example would be maybe you're trying to get into shape, and there's part of you, maybe at the beginning of the month, who signs up to the gym and really wants to get your health back into shape. And then maybe a few days relapse and you get into bad eating habits again, and then the gym membership just fades. There you've got another two parts, the one that wants to get healthy and the one that doesn't want to. So why is this important? What does this mean for you? Well, for one thing, when we presume that we are of one person, of one personality, of one opinion, we attach ourselves to our behaviours. So let's say an angry part jumps out, and we come away from shouting, being aggressive, thinking, what's wrong with me? Why am I so angry? This whole person. Why can't I control my emotions? And really, that angry part is what we call a protector. And protectors don't want you to feel pain. They do everything they can to avoid pain. And in that moment, that protector thought that that was the best option, was to be angry, to push away, to avoid pain. There's so many different examples of this, and we'll probably go through quite a few over the coming weeks and months as I try and explain this. But when we get to know this protector, and there's a whole process of finding out what this protector is like, what age they started doing this job, so how old they are, what they're scared will happen if they don't do this job. So what are they scared of? Why do they keep doing this job? Do they even like doing this job? And what would they like to do instead? If they could have any job in the world, what would they like to do instead? Now I understand how completely bonkers this sounds, to talk to I'm going to have to duck. To talk to different parts of our personality like this. It sounds mad, I know. But it is actually how we're all made. When the founder of Internal Family Systems, Richard Schwartz, when he discovered internal family systems, he didn't go out with the intention of creating this model. It came from frustration. He was working in the early 90s, he's a psychiatrist, and he's working with clients, well, he's a psychiatrist, so it'd be patients who were suffering from bulimia. And he wasn't getting anywhere, and he was just getting so frustrated. So he started to listen to what the patients were telling him, and they would say, well, there's the part of me that binges, that eats all the food until I'm completely full and feel ill, and then there's another part jumps in and makes me purge all that food out. And time again, his patients kept on talking about these different parts. So he got curious, and he started asking these patients to describe their parts, to describe what their roles were, what their likes and dislikes were, like really get to know them as personalities. And he found there was a process you could go through to basically heal these younger parts. And the cool thing is that we can all learn this process. We can all learn how to get to know and heal our stuck, hurt internal parts, the ones that are trying to protect us. We'll talk a little bit more about the types of parts in further videos, but for now, I'll just let you know that when we apply this thinking, this understanding to ourselves, we can learn what's keeping us stuck, why we're stuck in patterns. We can learn more about our behaviours, our relationship to others, why we sabotage the things we really want, why we don't live up to our full potential, why we're stuck in addiction, why we feel like some emotions completely take us over and we have absolutely no control over it. And not only does it provide awareness, but we can learn very practically how to go about healing these parts of us and getting into a space of harmony, into a space of balance, where we can lead ourselves in a healthy and fulfilled direction with clarity and compassion. If you want to experience this, this model it's very hard to, well, I found it super hard to kind of understand cognitively when I first learnt about it, but when I experienced it for myself, then it made complete sense. So what I'd like to offer is a free 30-minute session. I'll put my calendar link below. You can book that anytime, and you'll be able to experience what this is like and just how powerful it can be. It can be really profoundly efficient compared to other types of coaching and therapy. Excuse me. I'll just block that off. You can heal stuck patterns that you've been in for years, sometimes in as quick as one session. And it's also, like I said earlier, it's something that you can learn to do with yourself every day. So it's not confined to working one-on-one with other people. You can learn this for yourself, which makes it way more, I suppose, what am I trying to say? You can use it outside of the one-on-one sessions that you're having. And when something comes up, you can be your own coach, you can be your own therapist. So that's available to everyone who's watching here, wants to book a session. There's no strings attached on that one. Also, if you want to learn how to lead yourself, how to work with your parts in community, we have an online community called the Self-Led Year, and it's where we take this model, we practice it together, and we get to that space of balance so we can connect with ourselves, to others, and to the things that really matter in life. So there's a link for application for that community as well below. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Please put a comment below if there's any questions. Like I said, this can be a little tricky to understand straight off the bat without experiencing it first. But I'd love to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts, and if someone is kind of interested in this, or if you feel like someone's a bit stuck and they're really searching for the answers to why, or for a little help, send them this video and then they can avail of that free 30-minute session as well. Cool. See you later. Thank you.